helpful if I wasn't. Yo, it's your boy, T. As you know.
It's your boy O-Rain, real name, no games, no gimmicks.
Yo, it's motherfucking Fade Podcast, one-stop shop for everything TV, media, film related, along with anything goddamn thing we were talking about. Coming to you live direct from across the studios. What the fuck is up? I tried to go a little too fast for my own good there. You know what I mean?
All good. That's what that's what happens to me all the time.
Yeah. You try to go too
My
fast.
girlfriend's unhappy.
Yikes. Fair enough. Yeah.
Go too fast, you finish fast, then she's like, what about me? And then you're like, I gotta go.
Yeah, welcome back to the podcast, everybody. We've been gone for a while. I'm sure everybody's missed us. Yeah, man, what's up? We've been a lot of busyness.
Yeah, we can open up with the disappointment. I hear it in your voice. I see it when you look at me. I've not seen Black Panther,
card.
Wakanda Forever.
Your black card is in jeopardy. I'm not gonna lie.
Listen, I didn't, I wanted to do like a whole, you know how people have been going to, what do you think about this?
Yeah.
Of like, whenever a movie comes out, whether it's like Black Panther or Harry Potter or fucking, I don't know, what other movie do people dress up for? Like Game of Thrones, or not Game of Thrones, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings. People like dressing up and like making it like a big thing.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, what do you think about that? Like, would you do it?
Like generally,
do you think it's annoying? Like, let's say it's Harry Potter and like 90 people come dressed as like fucking wizards and then like, they create like kind of like a show within the theater.
Yeah.
Do you mind it?
No. Why would I?
As long as they shut the fuck up, I don't mind.
Why would?
But like,
what would? In fact, it's not those people because they actually want to watch the shit. Right?
True. Yeah.
Like they're into it.
Remember that one time I told you I went to see? It was some Marvel movie,
I remember,
and the people were like talking and clapping, and
those
they were
people
going
did
crazy
not dress
the
up.
whole time.
They were not dressed up.
Oh my god, I still hate those people. I hope all of them were recently diagnosed with cancer.
Whoa! Everybody, slow down.
No.
You don't
I'm keeping that one.
No. You don't.
I'm keeping it. I do.
You don't. No,
at least
you don't wish cancer.
3 out of the 6.
You don't wish. You wish maybe they got a cold.
Listen,
they got the flu.
Listen, you're gonna try and talk me out of this.
I'm trying to help you out with your karma. All right.
That's okay. My
cancer
karma
on somebody else is not good for your karma.
That's fine with me.
Why is that fine? What is wrong with you?
Fuck those people.
Are you okay? Let's have a little therapy session.
I slept great last night, actually.
Jesus Christ. I know you slept great
This
last
is
night.
me waking up on the right side of the bed. Fuck those people.
What is you waking up on the wrong side?
Nah, killing myself.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Yo, you're coming in mad hot.
Real hot.
You all right? Do we need to talk about anything? Do you need a counseling session or something?
Probably.
Yeah.
Jesus
Christ, dude.
No, but still, fuck those people.
Right.
So I've been seeing like clips of like, stuff happening around the country of like people going to see Wakanda Forever. I mean, I think it's cool. I think it's like fun. It enhances like for them at least, like it makes the movie all the more real and enjoyable.
I always enjoy when I go to a movie and see people dressed up. I don't particularly care to do that because I'm lazy. I don't.
As long as you do not disturb like other people's movie experience, I feel like it's fine and it's fun. Well, I mean, a lot of people do though. A lot of people think like, again, my experience, and it's not one of many where people like are either talking to the movie or they're like,
but what I'm trying to explain,
into character in the movie.
I'm trying to explain it. It's not these people who dress up. They are actually there for the event.
Well, yes and no, because I've been, I forget what movie it was, but like there are these people. It was like it wasn't Avatar. It was some movie like that, and they were like kind of like in character, right, in costume. And during the movie, I feel like, because they were in costume, they also wanted to be like a show themselves. The
only movie that I could think of in recent history that maybe we can kind of fix our eyes to say was like that was the Despicable Me spinoff, the Rise of Gru or whatever it's called. Yeah. And that's because like a lot of people, for whatever reason, everybody like there's like this like sect of people who like really got into it, but it was unknown whether they were like trolling because of it or if they were like actually into it. It's like a weird blurred line.
Yeah.
But that was the only one that I can think of in more recent history that people got like dressed up and shit for and then like disrupted like the whole experience. But I think that might have been like them trolling. I don't think that was them like actually into it. But if you go to like a Star Wars thing or a Marvel thing, people are going to dress up and do their thing. Like if you have any Spider-Man movie opening, you're going to see people dressed as Spider-Man, but they want to see the shit because that's their thing. So it's just like, they're quiet by default, because they they want to see it, you know.
But I feel like sometimes those people, it's like, let's say, you know, the people who like, let's say they really fucking love Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, and they'll go see it like 2 or 3 times, right?
Yeah.
And then by the second or the third time, they're like, oh, I've seen this already. Like, you know, I can cut up a little bit, have a little more fun.
I think you're just
slapped in the
making
back of the
things up. Like
I've had some like movie experiences where like there are literally people in the theater who are just like, they didn't give a fuck about everybody else.
Yeah, but I think you're conflating those two things, right? Like generally speaking, I've never been to a movie.
I agree with you. The people who are dressed up generally are there because they're like, hey, I really do appreciate the thing and I'm here to see it.
Yeah.
But I've also been in those same situations where the people who are dressed up are like, hey, you know what? Like, I want to be a part of the show too. I want people to like look at me and like think I'm funny.
I personally have never dealt with that. And I've been to my fair share of event, you know, openings for films.
Yeah.
Never been there.
Maybe it's just my bad. Maybe it's my bad karma.
And also, maybe. Yeah, I know. Wishing cancer on people. But also too, like if it's your second or third time watching the movie, chances are you're probably not dressing up for the movie, right? Like it's usually on opening night that people like dress up and shit. By 3 weeks into the movie, I don't think I don't suspect people are dressing up at least that much. Maybe you might get a few people here and there, but I don't suspect that that's like a mainstream thing.
Yeah.
To like, you know, this is, you know, Avatar's coming back to theaters, so we're gonna then dress up, you know, in our Avatar gear. I don't think that's too much.
What if you're dating somebody and you're like, hey, let's go to a movie, and you guys meet at the movie, and then they're dressed like the character from the movie? Is that a red flag to you? No. Like if you're dating a girl and you're like, hey, let's go see Avatar, and they came fully
I'd be
painted in
super
blue
interested.
with
now,
the shit.
I'd be curious.
Tail.
I'd be curious to know why we didn't talk about that ahead of time. So maybe we could have tag teamed this. Maybe we could have linked up. And
now you already have communication.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now we're down a weird path because now I can't trust you. I don't know. Yeah, that's a trust thing. Because
like,
now
let's
I look
stupid together.
Now I look dumb when I didn't dress up.
Do you look dumber if you're not dressed up and the person is?
If you're with somebody who's dressed up, you look dumb.
You think so?
Especially if there's other, it's different.
I guess if there is a reason. If you guys are just at like Buffalo Wild Wings, you know what I mean? And it's just like fucking Israel versus like Thailand and like some like
the
local
World Cup.
It's in some soccer match and there's nothing really big, but they're just like
in Avatar
2. It's coming out in 6 months. It's like, why did you dress up today? And there's like, then they
especially to Buffalo Wild Wings.
But if you guys are going to see Avatar 2 and
makes
they're
sense.
dressed up, okay,
and everybody else is dressed up, then I look stupid because I'm the person who didn't dress up. I didn't even attempt to like do anything. Now I look dumb. So I'd be a little pissed off.
It's like going to a Halloween costume party when you're not dressed up.
Yeah. Especially like if your date is dead. It'd be different if you both don't give a fuck and you're just not. Both of you just don't. Like you just have to be on the same page. Is all I'm saying. If either both of you dress up, neither of you dress up. When it becomes one of you dressed up, the other didn't. It's like Jim from The Office, right? Jim was always, you know, he thought he was too cool for school. He never would dress up. I think he used to do some dumb shit. Like I remember he wrote book on his face. He's like, oh, don't you get it? Facebook.
I remember that episode.
It's like, you lame motherfucker. Get out of here. You don't deserve Pam.
As boring as Jim was, I did kind of like Jim for some reason. I don't know. He still happened to be like Jim. A cool guy, but he was definitely like
as I go back and rewatch the show several times, like I start to realize he's not as cool as I remember him being. Like sometimes he do some shit, you're like, yo, man, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, he's cool the first time around. After you kind of see he was like the party pooper a little bit.
Yeah,
but like it still
like everybody else is trying to have fun, and he's just like, oh, I'm just gonna be my nature. Like I always love when like Michael would like make fun of him, like, oh, I'm Jim, I'm cool, you know, or like when Dwight would make fun of him. And
it was fairly accurate. He was kind of a party pooper.
It's
like, how would the logistics work of that though? So if you and your girl want to go see Avatar, and she dresses up in Blueface, do you paint whiteface first on yourself? Because if you just went straight blue, it'd be like a dark ass blue, right?
I guess you'd have to like for
you'd have to go whiteface first.
You have to like base it.
Yeah, like it's got to be a base. Like you got to prime yourself.
Why would it matter though? Like, are there people are really going to look at you and be like, well, your shade of blue?
If you take it that seriously, absolutely they will.
Maybe, those people don't have like the
those people
right.
Also,
if you look like Mystique
we're at January 6th.
Probably. But if you look like Mystique instead of like an Avatar, then like they probably like, oh, you didn't get it quite right.
All right. You guys talk to my accountant. Figure that out. All right. You guys buy me the paint. All
they
right?
might be offended. I don't know. Like if you come
now, I've got to buy 2 coats of paint, whereas you had to buy 1. This is why you stay ahead, right? This is why you stay rich, and I stay broke because I'm having to buy
That is
2
true.
sets of fucking paint.
That's true.
This is some bullshit. You know, this is what we go through as black people. We
Yeah.
gotta, we're always having to do a little extra. Always got to go the extra mile. You know,
Someone's like,
for no
how did
reason.
this become a color thing? I just love Avatar. Now they feel guilty for no reason.
We politicize everything. Everything gets politicized. All right, let's talk some movie shit, man. There is not much coming out this holiday. Are you into like like Hallmark Christmas movies? Is that your thing?
God, no.
Do you like them? You don't?
Fucking those like movies that are on like
they're just terrible. Yeah,
you know, like fucking the Women's Network, the Family Channel, the fucking Hallmark. Hallmark has the network, right?
Yeah,
and it's just like all this like wholesome content.
Yeah.
Where mom and dad fall in love again on Christmas Day and get remarried, and nah, fuck that. I hate those movies.
Why? Why do you? I know. I've actually.
You like those movies?
I've grown. I used to hate them. Right, just like what you're saying right now. I think that it adds to the holiday season. You know, what would our Christmas season be without cheesy ass Hallmark movies?
Yeah. Listen, my daughter was watching this movie on Disney the other day. It was like one of the girls from Full House, all grown up
Cameron Burr.
The one who one got in trouble recently.
For saying some comments about traditional marriage.
Yeah, she was like she wants to. She was like I think producing or writing her own show, and she's like, well, on this show or on this network, we're only going to focus on the traditional family, basically like no gay people, no like more than likely no like interracial couples. Or
I don't know if she
marriages.
went that far as to say.
I think she's really just focusing on like conservative.
I mean, wink, wink. Yeah, that's pretty much.
We know what that means.
But I think she was more because of this whole situation with like gay marriage being. They now made a bill that essentially protects. I don't know the details about the bill, so I don't know how watered down it is, whether it actually does that or whether it's just like lip service to that. I have no idea. But basically, it's like a hot topic button, right? Hot button topic right now. Hot button topic. That's it. I got it right.
Yeah.
I got it right.
One of them.
Yeah.
Both sound right if you say it quickly. Move on.
Yeah, but this is a podcast, so you can go back and re-listen. So I need to get it correct.
Who would go back and re-listen to that?
I do that all the time. When somebody says something stupid that I know is dumb, I rewind him. Like, let me just make sure this person's an idiot.
You got a lot of time on your hands.
That's fair. I do. So she because this is in our conversations about gay marriage, which is it's stunning that it's 2022 and we're still like I saw a conversation between Joe Rogan and Matt Walsh, which if nobody knows who. Okay, I'm like bouncing around. Yeah, I'm bouncing around between like 8 different things here. I have a pet peeve, right? And I'll forget immediately what I was trying to get to, and I'm just going to stick to what I'm remembering right now. I hate when I see people who I know disagree with the person that they're posting the whatever the clip is, right? So I see people like some black people post some stuff from Matt Walsh. Matt Walsh is the worst. Okay, he's a conservative goon. He's a clown. His thing is that he hates trans people, right? And he apparently hates gay marriage. So that's why I even brought him up in the first place. But I hate when people post things that they might agree with, but I know the person like hates them too. So it's just like you didn't look into the person. You don't know who the fuck they are. You just hear this thing like, oh, well, I don't like trans people either. I don't like gay people either. But like, but the person you're posting also hates you. So
kind of like why people had a problem with Kyrie Irving reposting Alex Jones's comments.
Yeah, because Alex Jones is Alex Jones, right? He's a fucking clown, right?
Yeah.
So Kyrie, was it from Alex Jones?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I respect Kyrie Irving. I didn't know if I could respect him any less than I do now.
Yeah,
and yet I do.
That was my issue. I don't have a problem with Kyrie commenting on the movie or reposting it or sharing it.
I do.
I think it's stupid, but like Kyrie also thinks the Earth is flat.
Yeah. Like the fact that I
don't put much stock into this guy's opinions in general.
Yeah.
But then when I saw that you reposted an Alex Jones,
like from all the sources,
a guy who
probably
doesn't like you either, and for no reason.
But also, forget the fact that he doesn't like you.
Like the whole Sandy Hook thing,
insane.
Yeah. Like after all of that happened, knowing that he probably
just like fuck it.
Alex Jones is probably he's probably fucking racist. I'm not gonna lie. or a little bit. I don't know. He
hard.
seems like one of those guys.
It's hard
he
for me.
He seems like he's homophobic. He's xenophobic. He's Islamophobic.
Well, it's hard for me to
those.
know where Alex Jones comes from because he's just basically like a crook, right? So it's hard to know what he actually stands for and what he doesn't because at the end of the day, all I think he cares about is money, which is hilarious because,
he just got and he was just ordered to pay again. 495 million.
Yo, but these numbers don't even mean anything.
At
the end of the day, they don't
have this much money. Like
no, forget not having the money. Like they keep hitting him with these like, oh, like you got to pay this. He's never going to pay this. Like I don't. What is? Let's be realistic here.
Because in most civil suits, there is not like what is it? And I'm probably gonna use a wrong word here. There's no like incumbent. You have to pay for it. Like there's no language in a lot of these settlements where it's like, let's say I owe you $50 million. Yeah. Oftentimes, like you have to find a way to pursue that money from me outside of the courtroom. The court just ordered me to pay you the money.
I think the court can enforce it. Like
in some situations, but in a lot they don't. Like you know, most of the time, especially like you sue me for $100 million, like you may only ever see like $10 million of that money.
Yeah,
if that.
Yeah. All right. Let me get back on topic here. So we were talking about Addy. Help us out here. What were we talking about? What led us down this dangerous path?
You asked me about Hallmark movies.
You started with Hallmark movies.
Cameron Burr. Yeah.
And then
and then we went down this rabbit hole.
But anyway, so yes, there was a movie with Cameron Burr in it. The other girl from Full House or Fuller House, not Kimmy Keebler, not her character, the younger sister of Cameron Burr.
Yeah, like
from Full House.
Stephanie.
Stephanie, yes.
But that's not her actual name, but yes, Stephanie from Full House.
That's all we remember, so that's where we're going. Stephanie from Full House. So she was in this like Hallmark movie where there's like, I just hate how
they both were in it?
No, just Stephanie.
Oh, just Stephanie. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And I just kind of hate how those movies, they're just like so fake sometimes. It's like, I think in this movie they were like
explicit purpose.
They were having a family Christmas get together in like Nova Scotia, and it's like, and it was just perfectly. It was snowing all the time, and it was all like
they're selling a dream. That's what
and they're like, there's if you go downtown, it's like the town is the most festive town in the world. I'm like, get the fuck out.
What do you like? Do you think they're going to be like? Is this a fucking
film in Baltimore? Go ahead.
I mean, you can't. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it.
But I see Christmas on Baltimore Street.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, but they're supposed to be selling this dream of, it's a white Christmas and everything has, everywhere's decorated and shit like that. They don't want like.
This movie was a white Christmas. There was no black people or people of color in this movie.
That's fair. Yeah. To be fair, a lot of these Hallmark movies, they do tend to lack any sort of melanin.
I think now they're starting to have like, one person in the family has an
like
interracial relationship, or like
did I just say half skin?
Half skin.
Yeah, I don't know where the fuck that came from.
What?
I don't know where that came from. What I meant is, what did I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. Governor Craig Abbott. Did you fucking vote for DeSantis or whatever his name is?
No, what did I mean? Half something.
Like half, like interracial? Is that what you meant?
No, I meant like half black. Did I?
Half interracial.
We are falling off the rails.
Where like,
holy shit,
half. That would make you a
half
quarter,
of the
right?
half. You'd be like
have
quarter.
Like 4 in you.
Yeah.
I didn't know what the fuck that meant. It just came out of my mouth.
You're gonna get canceled.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Anyways, so I guess to put a button on that, I really do. I've grown to appreciate. Hey, Blue, get out. Blue, out. Bud, hey, get out. All right, these fucking dogs. I love these dogs. Let that go said. Okay.
I think you just the last word you just said was groon. I've grooned. Is that a word? Is groon?
I've grown. Is what I was trying to, and then I got distracted with the dogs. I wasn't able to get the N in there.
I feel like
we're off to a great
mentally
start.
Digressing as of I'm worried about
dude. I'm not gonna lie to you. I thought I had an aneurysm. I was on a trip recently, and I was talking to some people, and then like basically like I wasn't drunk or anything like that. I was just talking, and then I couldn't find the words. Like I was saying words, but like they didn't make any sense. And I was like, am I having a stroke right now? Like what? Like I was like, I knew, I was aware, I was conscious, I was, and then I was just like, I'm trying to say the thing, and it was just coming out like in these really weird ways. And I was just like, I don't know what's happening right now.
Yeah. And then you found yourself like rambling.
No, not. It wasn't even like, I'm just talking and I just like lost where I was. it was like I was trying to say, like I was in the middle of a sentence and I just said words that didn't mean anything to the sentence. And I was like, I don't know why I said that. And then I tried it again and it still was the same. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with me.
Yeah.
I might be having I don't know.
It's like one of those moments where I sometimes worry about like, damn, like, you know, when you meet somebody and like, let's say you say something stupid or you can't find the words or like you like, you know, have some type of fuck up, right?
Yeah.
And then you're just like, damn, I wonder if those people are gonna on the ride home. Are gonna be like, yo,
100%.
that guy at the bar,
idiot,
was a fucking idiot.
That because that's
And
what
like,
you do.
if they remember you
know,
for that.
You know how you know that people do that is because that's what you do.
That's what
like
I do,
I'm
yeah.
not saying you, but I mean,
But I'm
like,
a terrible
that's,
person.
as a person.
I would hope they're
I don't
better
think that
people
makes
than
you.
me.
That doesn't make
I
you.
remember I
person.
told one joke one time to like my boss's wife, and
Yo, why? Dude, why?
it wasn't even about.
What is it? Why?
Listen.
Just why?
I'll make this quick. So
Jesus
we were
Christ.
talking. I think we were heading to like a baseball game, right?
Yeah.
It was me, my coworker, and his wife, and then my boss and his wife, and like a couple other people. Blah blah blah. We're heading to a
This
baseball
is your
game.
current boss or a former boss?
Former boss, old
Yeah.
company. It was like 3
Sure,
years,
sure,
4 years ago.
Okay.
So we're heading to Baltimore Orioles game, right? We're talking about like we're all talking about like who loves baseball, who doesn't, and some people do. Like, oh, I love it. I think it's a great game. Other people are like, it's a little bit boring and slow, and it's like, you know, on the athleticism tier, baseball players are not high up on that list, you know.
Sure.
So I was just saying, like, yeah, you know, like I think you should just let baseball players juice. You know what I mean? Because like I want to see more home runs. I don't want to see fucking like. Score will be like 3-2 in a whole baseball game. Like, fuck that. Let these guys juice. You know, I want to see grand slams or whatever.
Sure.
Yeah, I want to see that shit. Let them juice.
Yeah.
And I was
Why not?
I was saying it's like Tour de France, right?
Yeah.
Or Tour de France, as they would say. Maybe. I don't know.
What are you talking about?
In like the Tour de France, right?
Oh, you.
But I feel
okay.
stupid saying Tour de France if they say Tour de France.
Okay.
You know? It's like, do you say baguette or baguette? Which one do you say? So I'm gonna go with Tour de France, okay? Because that's how they say it. Probably not, but I'm gonna go with it.
The only thing I can muster out is just to look back at you like, my guy.
Don't you love these
I
awkward
don't know.
moments? This is my favorite part. I love these awkward
shit.
moments. Anyway, so with the Tour de France, right? It's like,
Sure.
let them juice. Who cares? Like now, it's not only countries competing against each other, but it's also a competition of like the scientists and the doctors, like who could make the best. And like I think that adds to it's like fantasy football, right?
Dude, what are you trying to get to?
Listen.
Just get to your point.
I'll get there. Don't worry. We've
Okay.
got a lot of time.
No, we don't.
So anyway, so I'm like, let cyclists juice because it makes the Tour de France more fun. It makes it more interesting. People care more, right?
Yeah.
Let baseball players juice because without the juice, it's fucking boring. I'm not gonna watch this shit.
Yeah.
And I think as I was saying that, like, let them juice. Like, there's nothing wrong with juicing. Just let them juice. I think his wife was just like
she's
slowly
getting
being
more
like,
and more.
"Whoa, this guy's a terrible." He's talking about like letting them, encouraging them to do. Because then she was like, "I love baseball." I'm like, baseball sucks. Like, let them juice.
Jesus.
And then she was like, And I don't think she talked to me for
Were
the
you let
rest of
go?
the night.
Yeah, were you let go like the next week?
No. It was like 3 months later.
She still got you. She just created enough distance between you and the event.
She incepted my boss. Like,
Yeah.
I let this guy go.
Yeah, that's an interesting guy.
Yeah. So I remember, I don't think we really spoke for the rest of the time that we were there. And it's one of those moments where I think like, yo, they were probably in
It's
the
okay.
car.
Yeah, you could just leave the two. Shut up.
In the car on the way home, she's probably just like, I really do not like that guy.
Yeah.
He
No,
was
100%.
encouraging drug use.
No, 100%.
At the Tour de France.
Yeah. See, what Arain wants is he wants a commercial to pop up one day and just be like, Sinaloa Cartel, official Major League sponsor.
Yeah.
I'm sure they already are in some way through HSBC Bank or something like that.
Fucking Armstrong is like the fucking now the national spokesman for the Tour de France.
Armstrong Bacon Soda?
No. What's his name?
Lance? Who?
Lance. Yeah, Lance Armstrong.
He is?
No, I'm saying because you're saying they should just juice because that's essentially
Listen,
he was
poster
blood
child.
doping.
Get all the juicers, Barry Bonds, Mark McGuire, anyone who's juiced, get them a team, get them some doctors together. Let's get the Tour de France. And have you ever watched it?
The Tour de France?
Yeah.
Not
Like
really.
when Lance was cycling?
Not really, no.
It was fun. Dude, he had the one testicle, so like he was like fucking just a few grams less his body weight, because you're missing a testicle. so he can go faster. He was more aerodynamic.
Or he's just that way.
And he was juiced. Yo, it was exciting.
You are on fire this morning. Yeah,
I did have a Red Bull on the way in.
I can tell. Yeah. You are ready. You are juiced. Yeah, you're juiced.
Shit, you're right. Fuck. See, it's a beautiful thing when you're juiced.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just move the fuck on. My whole point to that was I like the holiday season. I've grown to appreciate these holiday movies because they get you in the spirit. Even though I know you don't care for Christmas. You don't care for what's the holiday that you do care for?
Fucking Cinco de Mayo. I don't know. I like Latin women.
Is it really?
No.
Okay.
I'm not really like big into none of the holidays. Really, like,
damn,
I don't care.
That sucks, man.
No,
because then when you get into the season, there's like nothing to like look forward to. Like,
I enjoy that other people enjoy it. Like, hey, like be festive and have fun.
I enjoy that other people enjoy it.
It's
That's
like
some fucking bullshit. You say.
I love this. It's like an insult that I hear black women use it more. It was like when they're trying to be polite to their friends, but it's like, oh, I love that for you. You know,
why is it only black? I've heard a lot of people say this
because black women have enough sauce and flavor to like deliver that in like the way it should be delivered. You know what I mean? Like, I like that for you, not for me, for you. And it's like one of those insults where it's like, I would never do that bullshit. That shit's stupid, or like that's not for me, but I can see why it's for you. Yeah. And it's like they deliver it so sneaky. They're just like, here, sign for this package, and then you walk away and you open the package and it's like, oh, bullshit. You know?
What are you? Yo, Ray, you are on something this morning.
That makes sense.
Fair enough. Yeah. So yeah, like, so you just don't look forward to any like holiday season. Name one. There's got to be one.
I like New Year's.
Okay. You like New Year's. What is it that you like about New Year's?
I like how, for the most part, people are in a good mood. The beginning of a new year, fresh start. You know, people like generally go into the New Year's with like positive intentions, right? Just have a good time. Let's close out this year. Everyone's like, if you go to a New Year's party, everyone's dressed nice, champagne toast.
So you like the community aspect of it?
Sure, and I like the for me there. It doesn't feel like there's any bullshit around it. Like, oh, like Saint Nick is coming down the chimney and put the presents under the tree and all that bullshit. And Thanksgiving, you know, like the Native Americans and the Pilgrims all had a dinner. It's like, fuck all that. None of that shit happened.
But who
Easter, the fucking Easter bunny, fuck the Easter bunny.
Or Easter, is still a mystery to me in terms of like who, like I feel like a lot of obviously like families and stuff celebrate Easter. Eddie, can you boost my mic a little bit? I feel like Easter is still a little bit of a mystery to me, but Thanksgiving and Christmas specifically, I feel like they're just like generic holidays now. It's less about like where the origin of how they started, and now it's more about I just like receiving presents, or I just like the holiday season, or like in Thanksgiving is, at least for me, the reason why I hold Thanksgiving so like dear is because it's like the one time a year where I know my family's all going to get together. We're all going to eat and laugh, and it's going to be great. And that's all I think about really on Thanksgiving. I don't really think about like.
See, I don't like turkey. I don't like stuffing. That weird cranberry sauce. What are you supposed to use that for? Fucking
dude.
Casseroles. I hate casseroles. Pot. We're Jamaican. I don't eat none of that shit.
Okay, so make your own shit.
I mean, that's what we do. Like on Thanksgiving, we'll go to my mom's house and it's just like jerk chicken, oxtail, goat meat.
Enjoy that.
So we do, yeah. But I just traditional Thanksgiving, because we don't really have like Thanksgiving. We just everybody goes to mom's house. We eat, watch football, pass out at some point.
You've described Thanksgiving for everybody.
But like the whole, oh my God, I remember I was at one Thanksgiving dinner this one year, and I was like with a girlfriend's family at the time. I was like, yo, I'm never doing this shit again. Like I wanted to leave immediately.
What was the most offensive part?
Everyone go around the table and just tell us 2 or 3 things that you're thankful for, and it was like 12 people.
That's a lot of people.
It was like 12, and it's like, yo, my fucking food is getting cold. I don't give a fuck what you're thankful for, to be honest.
You're just like, it took 5 minutes, I'm sure.
No, yo, I swear to God, it took like 15, 20 minutes for everyone to go around the table, and it was all the same shit. Well, you know, I'm thankful for everyone at this table and family and health, and then the next person, well, I'm thankful for health and family.
What'd you say you're thankful for?
I don't even fucking remember. I said
the same thing.
Generic bullshit. I'm thankful for fucking my family and friends in life and blah blah blah. Yo, and we all said that, and I'm like, did we just all waste 20 minutes of our lives saying the same shit out of some stupid fucking tradition? I think that was the day I really started to hate Thanksgiving.
All right, that was another lesson in Orion's origin of why he hates.
This is my
something.
origin
Yeah.
story.
Yeah,
Of when I went down the dark path and I turned to the dark side.
Fucking Gore the God Butcher over here, fucking trying to kill Thanksgiving. Okay, let's move on. Let's just move on.
You can't ask me questions like this.
That's fair. That's
fair.
fair.
On a dark road.
Apparently, but it's to put a cap on that. So the Guardians of the Galaxy have a holiday special that's coming up. Soon. I don't know if I'm going to enjoy that though. I don't usually enjoy these like one-off holiday season because they're always like some bullshit. You never really learn anything new. You know, they always think that they're funnier than they actually are. So I don't know if I'm going to enjoy this sort of gimmicky situation. Have you seen previews for was it Spirited with Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell?
Yeah, I've seen like the trailer and the previews for it.
It looks funny.
It looks kind of funny. I mean,
I'm into it.
I feel like that duo, you know, it'd be hard not to get a few laughs in, right? Would I watch that? Sure.
Yeah.
I do want to watch Black Christmas with who's the guy from Stranger Things? He also played Hellboy recently.
Oh, David. I want to say Harbour. That's not right.
David Harbour or something.
Harbour,
like
yeah, something
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's playing like this, bad Santa essentially. Like Santa comes to deliver presents during a hijacking, and John Leguizamo's in the movie, and then Santa fucks him up.
Yeah, I think that actually comes out this coming week.
Really?
I'm mistaken. Yeah.
See that I like. I like that Santa. He's clearly juicing, right? So that that's the kind of stuff I like during the holidays. A little bit of laugh. Like I like cheesy. Like my favorite Halloween movies like Hocus Pocus and The Craft and like corny,
Okay, so you
cheesy
do
stuff.
like holiday season.
I like
movies.
Halloween too. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you just really fixate on the ones you hate. Is
Yeah. I love to hate things that I hate.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, getting a nice window.
It feels
into your
good.
subconscious. And then the next week after this, Emancipation comes out with Will Smith.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be
on Apple TV.
I believe so. Yeah, it's going to be his first big release post Oscar slap.
Yeah.
I feel like after we get past this movie, we can all kind of everybody except for Chris Rock can kind of put this to like bed of just like no longer shall we talk about the fucking slap. It was a moment in time. We all had our say. Let's move the fuck on.
I don't know, man. You slapped me on national TV. That's
what I'm saying. Everybody except for Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chris gets to, for as long as he fucking wants to, either talk about it or harbor extremely ill will towards Will, no pun intended. He's earned that, right? He earned it because Will got on slaves and slapped the shit out of him, right?
Yeah.
The rest of us can move the fuck on because
I don't really care about it or think about it. But for Chris, that shit would just sit with me. I would just sit in like a dark room and drink whiskey and just think about it in front of like a smoldering fire.
Smoldering? Why did it have to be smoldering?
Because it can't be raging. I'm in the house. Like what? That's a fucking. What? I don't want a raging inferno in my house. We're gonna burn the house down. Insurance isn't gonna cover that. It's got to be like small and smoldering and appropriate.
That's fair.
Smoke up the whole house.
Yeah.
No.
So and it's gonna be hard to when you have a movie like this, right? It's called Emancipation. And it's basically hold on, let me read the synopsis for the movie. A runaway slave. Jesus Christ, these fucking pop-ups. On every fucking, it doesn't matter what site you go to. It could be like a government website. It's still like somehow fucking pop-ups from like Macy's or some shit will just hey, $10.99 for fucking 3 hand knitted sweaters, and it's like, yo, this is a .gov. What the fuck is happening here?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I was on Pornhub yesterday and Cialis pop-up came on and I'm just like,
that's interesting.
It makes perfect sense.
Cialis?
Yeah, it gets you hard. It's like Viagra.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'm like, I may need that in a few years, but not right now. I'm trying to watch this.
I don't want to know. I don't know what the fuck you're watching.
You don't know what video I was watching?
A runaway slave forges through the swamps of Louisiana on a treacherous journey to escape plantation owners that nearly killed him. Now, it's going to be, this is directed by
12 years
Antoine Fuqua. Basically, it's going to be hard for anybody to really like be like, fuck Will Smith. It's like, but it's emancipation now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anyone who like really like. I think a lot of people are, tired of Will Smith because he's like.
Who's tired of Will Smith?
I don't know. I think there are a lot of people who might be like, we get it. You're like this perfect, wholesome family man.
I think that image has been summarily shattered. I think we're all past that.
Up until then, he seemed like the perfect guy.
Until then, we're post then.
Despite Jada around the red table always fucking dogging him, he seemed like a pretty like good guy. Now, granted, I don't think him slapping Chris Rock makes him like an automatic bad person. I just think it shows that he has like chinks in his armor and he's a flawed guy. So I don't know if this movie is going to be very successful and if that changes his image. If the movie is not very successful,
I don't think it's going to change.
Does that hurt his image?
No, I don't think his image is going to be affected one way or another. I think we all correctly view him as still more or less the same guy, except for clearly you got some issues, right? Like you're not just like the happy-go-lucky, and I don't think anybody's that, right? Like there's nobody who presents as happy-go-lucky who we all know you've got some issues somewhere deep down inside. It's just that you're really good at presenting one face to the world. And for so long, I actually spent it was last week. I was basically on a unexpected, sort of expected vacation, and popped up the TV, and it was like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and I was just chilling, and I was doing some like random stuff on the computer, so I just like let it run, and I spent like a good portion of the day watching, this marathon of Fresh Prince. I think it was on President's Day, or not, Veterans Day, I think it was, and as I was watching it, I was just like, yeah, nobody is this like happy-go-lucky, kind of. He on Fresh Prince, he was kind of painted as like this person who like would fuck shit up, but not, but innocently, not
good heart
all the time. It's like nobody's really like that. Like I mean, I'm sure there's clearly people with like good intentions and generally do the right thing, but we're not all that all the time.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna get into it later. The story about Steve Burns, the guy from Blue's Clues.
Yeah. That's a good time.
Who's the guy that Tom Hanks recently made a movie about? He always, hello neighbor, and put on the fucking.
Mr. Rogers.
Yeah.
Wait,
I bet Mr.
That was
Rogers
Mr. Rogers,
collects like automatic.
Do I have
weapons.
that right?
He has like a whole gun cellar or something like that. Just fucking AR-15s.
I
and
believe
whatnot.
so. Yes.
Yeah,
Mr. Rogers was the only one that I'd be like, nah, he ain't do no fuck shit.
Nah, Mr. Rogers, I bet he used to ride around with like the strap on him, always cocked ready,
just because never used it.
He's probably a huge like gun guy. He just I wish I could draw down on somebody one day, but then he would just go home. That's when filming would start. He'd walk in the house and he'd put on a sweater.
Yeah, that's why he had to change his clothes.
But you could see the gun. Because he had the gun in his hip, so he had to put on the sweater.
That's good. Yeah.
Who else? Who else? Like, Blue's Clues guy, Mr. Rogers. Who's that motherfucker who would paint those beautiful paintings?
Bob Ross.
Yo, fucking talented, that guy.
Yeah, but clearly had some demons.
Oh my god! Yes. What? No one's that.
No
happy.
one just paints.
Just paints beautiful mountains.
Who does
scenic
that?
backgrounds?
You psychopath.
Yeah, come on now. You're doing something.
Yeah, we don't see the bit of blow he does right before
Regis.
Regis
Feldman.
Was
he?
I don't think
was he. No, I thought he was like supposed to be like wholesome and sweet old man.
I don't think that's like his like.
It was like Kelly and Regis. Remember that show? Everyone was like, "Oh, Regis
I just think
is so great."
He's a TV personality, but I don't think people know him as like wholesome. Like,
You don't think
I
so?
wouldn't immediately associate that with him.
Who else? I want like a list of like wholesome people.
You've exhausted my list of wholesome people.
Damn, isn't that terrible? There's only like 4 wholesome people on the planet, and we're talking about how they're probably not.
They're definitely not. One
terrible.
of them who was considered this wholesome person walked on the stage and slapped the shit out of someone. Anyways, I feel like after this movie comes out, and especially if it does particularly like well, then I think we can just all kind of like move past the slap. Not necessarily in the realm of forget about it, but just like let's forget this whole thing of like, oh, we're canceling Will Smith. I've always thought that was just like so over. That was an overreaction to. Clearly, he should not have done what he did, but it should not cost him his career. Like that is preposterous.
I hope like this cancel shit ends soon.
It's always existed. The like our terminology for it.
Our terminology, but like the use of we're gonna cancel them. Someone hopped in the group chat the other day and like, y'all want to cancel Nike? Y'all want to cancel Adidas? Like, for like Nike what they're doing to Kyrie, and then for Adidas,
what they're
like
doing to Kyrie.
what they did with Kanye, like, oh, they had no right to just cancel Kanye's contract and, you know,
It's a
continue.
business. They do
I'm
this
like,
shit all the time. Like,
yeah, I'm like, what do you mean you're gonna you are gonna cancel a $27 billion a year company? You're like, no, like, just if you don't want to buy their shit, don't buy it. Like, that's it.
And,
But you're not
also,
gonna cancel it.
And
What
also,
the fuck are you
like,
talking about? It's not a
also
membership.
Corporations, they do this literally like all the time. They end relationships, they end partnerships because it no longer serves them, whether it's a moral thing, which rarely is the case, or if it's a financial thing, which is generally always the case, right?
Yeah.
And you know, obviously Kanye was like a little different in that, like, he just kind of forced their hand. He literally got on air and was like, I'm going to say anti-Semitic things, and they can't get rid of me.
Yo, he literally said they can't do anything. They need me. And then he went to a meeting with executives at Adidas, and like they were trying to have like a real business meeting, talk about, you know, the partnership, future product. And he's like, remember that video where he was like watching porn and showing them porn on his phone during a meeting? Yeah.
Why?
Legit. They were all sitting around in chairs. He's just like has porn playing on his phone. He's like showing them the porn. They're all just like, yeah.
Yo.
Like,
that is great. I'm not gonna lie. That is exciting, right? When you see these people in like suits and shit, like, hey, like, okay, let's talk about the third quarter estimates. Let's figure out what our strategy is going to be, what our marketing plan is going to be, and then all of a sudden you just hear.
See me, I'd be like, you know, let me finish. She throwing it back. What's she doing over there? What is she doing on that video? Come over here.
Yo,
sit on this side of the
West
table.
Is a hilarious. He's kind of like Trump. Hilarious. If only he didn't have any sort of power or sway over anything, right? In and of himself, hilarious. Because who does that, right? Who fucking starts showing porn in a business meeting, right?
Yeah, he's a free thinker.
Yeah, who said he was a free thinker?
I hate that free thinker thing. It might
please tell me you were here during this conversation.
So I think.
Nah, I don't think so.
Oh my god!
No.
I think
we did have one. We did have one, and it was a conversation about is he a genius or not?
Yeah. No, I think we can all say safely. Well, no, I think you said he's a genius
in music and fashion.
And I disagree with the fashion, but fair enough.
I don't know how you this multi-billion-dollar business he built.
Because he doesn't like. Anyways, we don't have to get into it. I believe when you have, if it wasn't for the fact that he makes music and he was able to get popular that way, I don't think Yeezys are the same thing. Like, I don't think Yeezys are Yeezys in that case, right? It's because he built up a brand name, right? So for instance, the ultimate test right now would be if, since Adidas basically said that they're going to take his name off of the shoe and that basically they're going to name it something else, if it sells just as hot, I can be like, okay, this dude's a fucking genius, right? But if the sales dip, then it was the name. It's because they were called Yeezys that everybody's like, oh, we need to buy these fucking shoes, right?
Yeah, and so this is a part of the conversation we had, right? Where cancel.
No.
So
the thing you talked
from the group chat.
Right? Oh, from the group chat.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay,
the thing I was talking about was like this whole free thinker. Like, you could be a free thinker and be an idiot. You're a free thinker, or you can be a free thinker and you can be
free of thinking. I think is the
like, I don't, this whole like free thinker thing. Like, I don't give a fuck. I don't just, if someone tells me, oh, this person's a free thinker, that means to me it can go in one of two directions. They could be a free thinking idiot, or they could be a free thinking, very like intuitive person who like knows what they're talking about. I don't care. But yes, the test with Adidas is going to be, can they sell the product without Kanye, right? Yeah. And from my perspective, I think they can. I think the product itself is really, really good. That's why it sells. And Kanye being attached to it, just you can increase the price point that much more, right? You can charge $220, $300 for it. Take Kanye's name off of it. Maybe it's $150. Maybe it's a little bit less, but I think the product is still going to sell, because you've seen like almost every company, every major like apparel, sneaker, clothing company at some point in time has copied Yeezys. Yeah, every single one of them. And they've all been successful in doing it. So I think Adidas
not as successful as Adidas has.
Of course, we only have the. So, for example, Skechers, right? Yeah. There was 1 year Skechers literally was like, yeah, we copied all of Adidas's designs. Adidas sued Skechers. Skechers lost the lawsuit because they were clearly copying. But Skechers was like, it's a great design. We're just gonna emulate it, take it down, and we're gonna make billions off of it. And sure, we'll pay Adidas $50 million for like copyright infringement. But I think they're still gonna be able to make money off of it. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, to be seen. But anyways, don't know how we got on that particular topic, but Emancipation for Will Smith is going to be coming out soon in the next week or two, and it'll be interesting to see sort of what the reactions are going to be moving forward from basically his first,
Yeah, this is his first major film
release,
since King Richard, which he even after the Chris Rock slap, he won the award for like what is it, best male actor or
I think so,
for his role in King Richard. So I think despite that, he's kind of like on a high note right now, and we'll see.
It's tough to call this a high note, but okay. Like, do you mean like because he won the award, he's on a high note?
So because he won that award, and I think like at the same time, while it's a bad look for him, I think a lot of people also look at Will Smith maybe a bit more differently. Like you're a regular guy, you're a human being, you're flawed. You know, some people applaud him for like protecting his wife or defending his wife. In the streets, he might have a little bit more clout now. You know what I mean? You might not want to say what you would have said to Will Smith pre-slap.
Yeah, but I don't know if that helps him. Like, that doesn't get him to a high. Like, that just...
I mean, in the streets... he might command a little bit of respect now. His slap technique was a bit awkward. Unless he's going to be a
pimp or a drug dealer, I don't think that really matters.
I mean, shit, Will Smith could start moving bricks. You never know. No one would ever suspect it.
All right.
No one would ever suspect it.
Yeah, all right, you're hilarious. Okay, so let's jump into a section of the show. What are we watching? What are you watching right now that you'd like to talk about?
Tough times, man. Listen, I finished a lot.
Have you not
been
watching anything?
No, I've been watching too much.
You've been watching too much. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
let's get into it.
I finished season 3.
Yeah. How was it?
Fucking phenomenal. This show, and
I gotta watch the show. You've been a vocal supporter of the show. I gotta get into it.
It was bittersweet. Like this show ended the way that like I feel like a lot of people felt like Game of Thrones should have ended, like on a high note.
Oh, is this the final season?
Yeah, and like it was big. Everything about this ending, the season was big. They did it all the right way. So good, it pisses me off. There's not going to be another season.
Whoa. Strong word.
So I finished that. Yeah. I'm like, fuck. Well, what am I going to do now?
Yeah.
What did I also finish recently? I finished another show that I was watching that was also really good. It's going to come to mind. Anyway, but I started season 2 of White Lotus.
You're not the first person to
very great show.
Did you watch the first season?
Of course. Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
The music throughout this show, some of the best music and sounds like I've heard in any show. Now, I mean, and now granted, the score, like Power had great music. I think fucking what was like usually like those like crime dramas, they have like good music, right? This show, music is the wrong word. Sound effects, right? Background sound effects. It's like really quirky, fun. Like as you're watching the show,
or I think what you mean is like score. The score was good.
Not necessarily the score. It's like just
like, do you mean like somebody tapping on the wall, or like just like
it'll just be like there'd be like a scene in the show
design?
playing. Yes, it's just sound. Like there's like a banjo playing in the background, or like there's like just a horn or flute.
Yeah,
and it's just like background noise.
If it's any sort of like musical notes, and that's going to be
it's considered a score still.
That's still going to be your score, because that's not like inherent to the actual like scene, right? Like there's not somebody in the back with a fucking horn playing the horn, right? So it's not natural. It'd be different if it was, right? Because then you could argue that, and I forget what the word is. I think it's like called dialectic sound. Addie, I don't know if you know about this, but it's either dialectic or non-dialectic. I think that's what it's called. Basically, when something's like actually like inherent to the scene, or if they're like layering it in for our effect.
Got it. Yeah. So that part
Diegectic.
right there. Diegectic.
Diegectic.
Hate that word.
Diegetic.
Diegectic. Sounds like
I feel like we're not pronouncing that right.
Yeah, it sounds like a digestive issue in your fucking lower bowels or something like that. Like if you have digestic acid reflux, see your doctor. You know what I mean? It doesn't sound like a film music thing.
Diegectic sounds that originate from within the video or film's world.
Yeah. So that would be like somebody like tapping on something or like something going on like within the actual world itself.
Yeah.
Non-didactic, I guess it's. I mean, I'm still not convinced.
I hope I'm non-didactic. I don't want.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not from this country. So
They all.
you
You
tell
see
me.
how Addy
You
always
tell me,
falls
all
back
right?
on that.
You tell me.
I'm not from.
Addy's
this
been here
country.
35 years. Like, no habla. I don't speak no English.
No English.
I speak a little bit. Wait, why'd you develop that accent all of a sudden?
Yeah, are you Italian or are you Spanish?
Eastern European accent. I speak a little bit of English. I don't know.
Ukrainian? I don't know what this is. Yeah, like
So anyway,
so I think that's kind of what you're describing is the non-didactic sound.
Yeah. So like throughout the show, great acting, great cast, really good storyline. But one of the things that I love the most about White Lotus is like, you know, the sounds and the score and the little music that they play in the background. It's really quirky. It's really fun. It adds like a really like interesting, unique like, element to the show. As you're watching it, if you don't notice it, like maybe it's just something that like you don't particularly pay attention to. Sure. But if you do, it's gonna like add that much more like flavor and texture to the show. Yeah. And again, it's really great cast, really good show. So I've been watching that. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's on my list of things to watch because it's been highly it's been recommended.
Yeah, Blacklist, new season on Netflix.
Oh
so I'm
God,
going through that.
Just
It's
leave it alone.
Raymond Reddington is one of the best characters ever written and portrayed by James Spader on television ever.
Because I'm never gonna watch it.
Yeah,
I refuse.
You're missing out.
I refuse to watch.
Raymond
Blacklist.
Reddington is the best.
Yeah.
And I'm also, you're gonna hate me for this. The challenge on MTV.
Why am I gonna hate you for that?
I don't know. I feel like you don't like
the things you watch.
I feel like you don't like UK Love Island, and like I like shitty.
Yeah, I don't like it.
competition
Doesn't mean that
shows
I'm like.
sometimes.
Doesn't mean I hate you for you watching it. If that's your thing, that's your thing.
Are you trying to be Mr. Wholesome all of a sudden?
Yeah, I'm trying
I've
to be
seen
Will
you
Smith.
slap somebody. You're not gonna pretend.
You've never seen me slap anybody.
But so yeah, I've been watching the challenge too, and like just, you know, I like Netflix is killing it lately with like these short docuseries, these like 4 or 5 episode docuseries.
I hate it. I hate that.
I love it. It's like I could learn all about this little thing within 4 or 5 episodes and just be done with it and move on to something else.
It's like drugs. They just give you a little bit, and then you're like, wait, I need more. Like I remember watching one where they were talking about dictators, and I was just like, oh, it was great, right? It was dope. Dope in the sense that these people are psychopaths, but it was great to learn about, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, where's like season 2? No season 2.
That's all we got. We don't want season 2. You know why? Because that means the world we're in a terrible place if there's like new dictators.
I mean, that's just reality. But
right? Like I just want Putin. I want Fidel Castro. I want like a few of the others. I don't want season 2.
You know what I do want to like start learning
America's
about?
new wave of dictators. Like,
I mean, basically that we're pretty much at that stage. But what I would like to learn about is a lot of shit like from like way back in the day. Like I'm talking about like Roman Empire type of situation. Like, you know, or learning
why?
About like, because I feel like a lot because I had no interest in that previously. A lot of the shit that you know we're starting to see nowadays we see as like new when it's not really. It's like old shit. Like all the conversations that we're having nowadays about dictators and this and that, old shit. You know, and I think that the groundwork for that has been laid, centuries past. And learning about that is, I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I can find that a lot more interesting than, because I have like a base for it now. I have like when I was a kid, I didn't really have, I was like, why do I care about this? I want to go watch Dragon Ball Z, which I'm currently actually doing. But I feel like I had no concept of like why this is important or what the parallels are to our current time.
What would be the parallel to like Roman Empire where
the
it
U.S.
was like a dictator?
The U.S. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I don't think that's where we're heading. You think we're heading to a dictatorship?
If you don't think we're headed towards that, then
we have sniper rifles and rooftops. You know what I mean?
What does that mean?
Hope somebody just takes care of that problem. If we ever get to that point,
I don't think that's how that
rooftop.
works. But
yeah, you can.
Well, okay. So like,
remember the guy did in Dallas that like a couple years ago? Didn't he hit like the mayor from a rooftop or something like that?
No, it was just people in Las Vegas.
I think if you commit an assassination and like it works, I feel like you should get away with it. What
are you talking about?
Like if you successfully assassinate somebody, you know what I mean? I feel like you should get away with it.
Well, why?
Because it takes a lot of planning and strategy
to pull a trigger
and skill from a rooftop a mile away.
What if it's not a sniper?
Or a
What
quarter
if it's just
mile?
like a person?
Nah, then that person. No. See, they didn't put in enough effort. That's just a killing. I mean, I'm talking about like a legit assassination with a sniper on the roof. And
So are you under the impression that it always has? It's only an assassination when there's a sniper rifle involved?
That's the way I like to fantasize it. Yeah. I feel like if you are that skilled, you should be able to just get away with it.
Yo, you are hilarious, dude.
You don't think so? What
No,
crimes
what are
do you
you
think
talking about?
should be legal? I think slapping
What is
people
that?
should
What
be
is it?
legal.
That's not a crime in the first.
It
place.
is. It's assault.
How is it a crime?
It's assault.
Okay. Okay. So you.
But only people above the age of 16, if you are above the age of 16, and only people of your same gender. Like a man can't slap a woman, legally shouldn't be able to just legally slap a woman because like she stole his parking spot.
Okay.
But if there's two men of the same age and size, and it's like, oh, you like stole
What
my,
if
you
what if it's a
disrespected me?
16-year-old versus a 50-year-old?
I mean, how is this 50-year-old in good health? Because if
Sure.
it could be
Yeah.
even. Shit,
What if it's
16-year-old
Mike
could have
Tyson?
the upper hand.
Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson slapping
What
shit
did the
out of
kid
somebody
do?
16. The kid said, "Fuck you, Mike."
Slap him. Because that
Really,
kid,
you can't do that, man. You can't do that because now you're getting into like the semantics of it. Like, all right, well, like now we need to start looking at weight and height and everything else. And to your point, Tunde, now we would not have a dictatorship here, mainly because it's too large of a country. And when you look at throughout history, the Ottoman Empire tried to expand too large. The Roman Empire tried to expand too large. The Han Dynasty too large.
Well, here's my
That's a very good
here's my reply to that.
schooled you.
He schooled me. You didn't school me.
We both
here's,
did.
Here's my
that was a group
try to co-opt
project.
it.
That was a group project.
Don't even show up to any of the meetings.
He did all the
Took
work.
credit.
I hit submit.
Here's my reply to that: is that and I've been thinking about this a lot lately. We're seeing a different version of all these old things. So we keep trying to apply those old rules to a new time. So we look at it through the lens of like, oh, well, we can never have like the Ottoman Empire again because X, Y, or Z. But how it's going to look today is vastly different. I personally don't think that we're ever going to see, especially here in the U.S., like one person be like, all right, I'm the dictator of all the U.S. and yada yada yada. Right? Like you have different states, but I don't think it's going to look like that. I think it's going to come in a different version than what we might be used to seeing dictatorships look like. It's going to come
but then
through.
at that point, it's not a dictatorship then.
Yeah, I think we're getting further and further away
But I think that's more
If you're
about.
talking more of like an empire, for example, then sure.
I mean, the
Then,
U.S. is already
it already
effectively
is,
an
exactly.
empire. But what I'm saying is that a
It'd be more
dictatorship,
like a one-party rule kind of thing versus
exactly. Like
you know,
so
two,
for instance,
three-party
like the
rule.
idea is if Trump does actually get back into office, there's like a true, genuine concern that he's just never going to give power back up. Right? That's basically how Republicans are shifting, where it's just like, oh well, if we get into office, we're just going to rig everything to just fucking.
That's true. There have been a lot of Republicans
elections,
just saying
like,
that, like, well, what if you win the election? They're like, oh, well, I will take seat and I will be in office, blah blah. And they're like, what if you lose the election? Did you ever see that interview?
Yeah.
The woman, it's I think it was like a CNN interview, and she was asking.
Probably
I think it was like a
Carrie Lake.
Republican.
It's probably Carrie
Arizona.
Lake. She's
Yeah.
exactly. It's Carrie Lake.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
It's
and she was just
fucking
like, well,
crazy.
what if you lose? She was like, well, I won't.
Yeah, I won't.
Well, like, what if you actually do? Because there has to be.
not a thing, yeah.
Well, I won't. I will not.
And then
like,
she ended up losing, which is hilarious.
Yeah, and it's like you look like a fucking idiot. But yes, you're right. There are a lot of like people in the Republican Party who are just like no longer like, well, I just don't have to give up power. I can just say I'm still in power.
So I don't think it's going to look like a dictatorship in the sense of you're just going to have one person that rules over the entire land. But I do think that you're going to get enough people, especially in these like state houses, that like say if Trump does get into office, to be like, no, we agree. Like, yeah, we're just not going to do all these elections that we're having. Yeah, we're not really going to go about them the same way anymore. Or, we're only going to count these votes, like. And ironically, because it's the thing that they're actually accusing, and I'm again no fan of the Democrats, but it's the thing that they're accusing the Democrats of doing that it's like they would actually do if they were in power, if they're not already doing. So I say all that to say that I do agree, Addy, in the sense that like when you're talking about these empires and how big that they get, it's hard to kind of keep everything under the rule of like say like one person. Now, I guess it's different if you're talking about like a monarchy, right?
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was going to say. I think you're more leaning towards describing it as a monarchy where, you might have like a family kind of rule thing and they may, kind of like the English Empire, still I guess
What's
considered
the,
a
what's
monarchy.
the, and I'm sure there's very technical, but like, what's the difference, right? Like, kingdom, dictatorship.
I mean, I couldn't
like,
tell
what's
you
the,
the exact difference.
yeah, well,
for it, but
it's the same shit. Like,
I feel like it's
basically
just-
one person, one family ruling all the shit. Like,
Yeah.
it's the same. It's the
Yeah,
same
I don't
thing.
see much
in
of
a
a difference
monarchy. You
between-
generally do. You may rule over, like, say, another country. Say, like, I don't know, like how England has a lot of like the Caribbean that they still kind of rule over, if you will. But all the Caribbean nations are still their own nations. They just kind of follow a monarch.
Yeah, but I'm talking less about like these like sort of auxiliary like.
You're talking
places.
about
I'm
like true like dictatorships or true like. Are you talking about like the parliament and the government in the UK?
No. I'm
you
talking
still have
about
the
like
royal
any
family,
place
but
that
you have a
any
government?
place that has like a monarchy, like a king or queen or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
Like I'm just talking about their particular place. So like if you're talking about like Britain or wherever the fuck I'm just talking about them. Like they have like auxiliary places that they somehow after all. These
I may
fucking
offend
times-
our UK audience right now, but that shit is fucking stupid.
It is dumb.
It is the dumbest shit in the world.
And
The-
also, and
the royal
to even
family
know
has,
like
like-
that they don't really do anything. They
Yeah.
just
The royal
so-
family has so much wealth. It's insane.
But it's
and
like
they
but it's
don't
like,
do anything.
Why? Like
All right, so I got the difference for you
Yeah.
here. It says that a dictatorship and a monarchy are different terms for governance, but are almost the same in the sense that they both have unspurred the power of the people. A
That's what I'm saying.
dictatorship is an office that has been gotten through force, versus a monarchy or a crown is a reign that is passed from one generation to
But
the next.
Okay,
but
that
if,
makes
but if no,
sense.
but if you go back to if you go back to how they got power in the first place, it's generally through
generally
force.
through force. Yeah,
Yeah,
but do you see that happening today, where the U.S. could go and invade an entire sovereign nation?
I mean, Russia's literally doing it right now. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're losing.
They're losing.
literally
Yeah,
right
I mean,
now.
I think.
I don't know if they're losing so much as they just haven't won.
Oh
which
yeah,
is
I
a
mean,
difference.
even the most.
Oh well, but
recent
they already did
financial
it. They did it
reports,
with
like,
Crimea.
I thought they were. I thought Russia was.
So they annexed
pulling
it
out.
themselves, but internationally, it's not recognized.
Yeah, that's fair. But if you just take the either a piece of the country or just the entire country,
Not
and
to
like, this
mention,
is
like
mine.
we are interwoven as a entire species.
This
if
is
you will.
this is also
And-
another reason why it's a little bit more tricky.
Yeah, exactly. Because you look at what's happening right now in Russia. Like by all estimations, their entire economy is set back 40 years. Like that. That's just not something
They've
that
got
you can really.
they've got crypto. They'll
This
be all right.
wa-
They got crypto.
They got
okay.
they got FTX.
FTX,
Their
that's what they
entire
got.
economy.
They were heavy in FTX. Dude was out with their money. Like we out
Oh
here.
my god, that FTX guy! Holy shit!
Holy shit! Scumbag of the year.
Dirt bag.
Yeah.
And I remember I posted this in the group chat, and Fabian was like, "Oh, you're always trying to like shoot down crypto." I'm like, I didn't try to shoot. This guy did. Like the guy who created it is the one who destroyed it. Like I'm just sharing the news.
Yeah. Anyways. Again, don't know how the fuck we got on that topic, but
Yeah. You've been watching documentaries.
that's how we got.
about
Yeah.
monarchs
That's yeah.
and shit.
No, about dictatorships. And it was dope. But then after I found myself like wanting like, give me more. I want to learn more shit. And obviously that just means
Why do you want to learn more?
yeah.
Should we keep an eye on you? Well, how did Hitler
No,
rise
no.
to power?
Well. So isn't that a curious question?
Set
Right?
parental controls.
I always wonder, like, did these people just start like? It would be a cool story to like what somebody was thinking, like as they were like rising to power.
Yeah,
Like,
I do wonder what
do they
Fidel
know
Castro-
what the fuck they were like? Like if they could see their future selves, would they still be like, oh yeah, let's do that? Or like, and I'm talking about before they fall, because generally they do, right? Like if they see like the atrocities that are done in their name or that they've done themselves, would they be like, that doesn't seem like the
Yeah,
greatest
like
thing in the
you're
world.
wondering how aware they were of like
Of
all of that.
who they
It
were
wasn't
as
just
they
like-
were,
Because to them it might be like, oh, I just like seized that land over there.
or
right?
yeah,
But
like,
it's
or like you're in the moment of the situation, right? So you're
Yeah.
having to make these choices. But like if you could have some perspective of just like of choosing that, like if somebody's like, this is where your path is going to go. Like I remember, I forget if it was Saddam Hussein or somebody like I think it was this same Netflix documentary that I was talking about, or series, I guess. They were talking about like their upbringing. It was just like it was hard to look at their upbringing as like leading to anywhere. Like obviously, who knows that they're going to rise to this type of power? But it's like you're probably not going to be the greatest of people with sort of like how your
this
life
is why
is gone.
slapping people should be legal, right?
I don't think I'm not sure if that helps people.
No, bro. Like, listen, imagine if like Fidel Castro or Hitler, Saddam Hussein. Imagine if like at a few point in times throughout their lives they were just slapped by like the right person
I think
at the
that
right
they
time.
were.
I think it would. Slaps are usually course corrective. That's the way I view it.
No, yeah, I think you're looking at them through what lens you want to look at.
Fidel's like, yo, let's go take that town and kill all those people. Somebody slaps him, like, no, bro, I'm from that town. Like, fuck
yeah, and then
he's
kills.
like, ooh.
Then he eventually kills you, and then does the same.
No,
shit
then he's like, damn, you're right. You just slapped me. Let me rethink this.
you know that's not how that works.
I mean, it worked for Chris Rock.
What did it course correct for Chris Rock?
Did he keep telling those jokes?
I think he actually.
Have you heard him tell a Jada Pinkett joke since?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. He hasn't told a Jada Pinkett joke since.
Probably won't tell any more Will Smith jokes.
Well, I think he's probably waiting to make some money off of
Maybe.
it.
I mean, he does have a stand-up special coming on Netflix, and it's going to be Netflix's first ever live stand-up special.
Oh,
which is really interesting.
that's going to go interesting. Yeah. Or that should be interesting. Anyway.
Also, I think you were talking about Muammar Gaddafi. He was the one
Gaddafi?
who, like in his upbringing, when he became like a religious leader, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, the Israelis are just like screwing us, so we're just gonna go start killing people."
Man,
I mean,
what if
I
somebody
think it was
slapped
like
him?
all of them, dude. I
mean,
think all of
basically,
them
yeah.
had like some fucked up shit that happened, or they were showing cruelty at some point in their life, and then they start to show cruelty to like other people. Like it's a never ending cycle. So this thing about you're talking about the course correcting with the slap, it's thinking that you can correct somebody by showing them cruelty and thinking that they won't then be cruel on the back end.
See, a slap is not cruel. It is like, I care about you enough and I see you're heading in the wrong direction. And I'm going to slap you.
Is that what Will Smith was saying to Chris as he slapped him on stage?
Will Smith was, he was like, he was defending his wife.
That's fair.
That's right. So he's like,
was
you
it
know
what you just said though?
Yes. He was like, Chris, you're making a joke here. This joke, your joke is hurting people I care about, people I love.
Jada didn't even say that she was like hurt by the joke.
She did. Yeah.
No, she didn't.
I mean, in the moment, like you could tell, like in the moment, she was like very upset, and she was like, if you watch the footage from,
you could tell she
was very upset. She was very angry, and I think Will felt like he had to
very upset and very angry. Was she like, Will, go up there and slap the shit out of him right now? He did. He besmirched my honor.
No, I mean, so yes, that didn't happen, but like you can tell that she was,
she
not
felt
thrilled with his joke.
When anybody tells a joke about anybody, they feel uncomfortable.
And then Will felt like he needs to defend his wife.
Will snapped. Will was not in the right mind.
He wasn't in the right. He wasn't in the right.
Exactly.
But okay, he's not going to joke
okay,
about his wife anymore.
Right, you're the type of person who will slap somebody and go, "That hurt me more than."
I didn't want to have to slap you.
This hurts me more than
I didn't want to have to slap you. I did it to protect you.
Wow.
From yourself.
Interesting.
Your future self.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, you've got some interesting philosophies there.
Listen, it makes perfect sense if you don't think about it too much.
Yeah, if you don't think about it too much. Anyways, to get into some of the things I'm watching right now, I'm trying to finish House of Dragon. Dude, this is a great show.
Great show.
Great show. There should be no debate about it anymore. Of like, oh, I don't know what the way
Is it
Game of
good
Thrones
enough?
ended. I don't know if this is any good.
I've forgotten about. I didn't forget about Game of Thrones, but like I don't compare.
Wait,
them.
are you one of those people who hated the end of Game of Thrones?
No, fuck those people.
I thought because that's what I thought you said earlier.
No, I
with,
thought season 8 of Game of Thrones was great. I think it was, but like what I will say though is like the final episode of C, the final few episodes of C, I think it was. There weren't as many things to call out, bullshit flaws. You know what I mean? I feel like it was just like, I'm getting what I expected to get.
Okay. So you left more satisfied with C than you did Game of Thrones.
Very satisfied.
Even though you're still good with Game of Thrones, but you're just more satisfied with C.
Yeah, with C, I remember like when the final scene happened and the credits rolled and that's it. I was just like,
did you cry?
I was like, that was great. No tears, but it was just like, you take a sip, take a puff, whatever you're doing, whatever I was doing at the time.
I said puff and I was laughed at. What the fuck? This is some bullshit.
What, a puff?
Yeah.
No,
I said puff and you were like, what are you? Oh, you fucking clown.
You said something like...
I said puff.
You said
I said specifically the word puff, and you're like, oh, you fucking clown. Who says that?
But you said it in like... That? No, I don't think you said puff. I think you said
I did
something
say puff.
else.
I know I said puff because I was like,
slow
does this sound
draw.
weird?
And it's like, this is not 1950.
It was puff. It was absolutely puff.
But was it in that context?
Of smoking? Yes, it was in the context of smoking.
I think you said it in a weird way. I used it in the right context at the right time.
Sure.
Which is why it made sense.
Okay.
But anyway,
yeah.
I just remember like watching the end of the episode and just being very satisfied with like the story, the resolution, like all the things. And I was like, oh, perfect. Like, I look at that show and I'm like, it was a great show from top to bottom.
Yeah, which Game of Thrones left you with a bit of like, maybe they could have did. Like even I actually liked, I thought the ending of Game of Thrones actually made a lot of sense, although I take exception with it, with some of the things. Clearly not as much as a lot of other people, right? Everybody went kind of over edge with.
Now, granted, if C was as big as Game of Thrones in terms of like,
maybe people will be
might be more critical of it. Like, I didn't like that. I didn't like this, and this didn't make sense.
But it can fly under the radar.
Yeah. So
I like that.
I think I just appreciate a good story. Good acting, great artwork, and then I try not to be too critical of it because nothing's ever going to be perfect. It's a fake show. You know what I mean? So like, just enjoy the shit.
Yeah. So House of Dragon, I think is an amazing show. I think it's a much more focused story than I think Game of Thrones was. There's a lot of like moving pieces to Game of Thrones, whereas House of Dragon is really kind of just about like the one thing, which it all is about the Iron Throne. But it's kind of like the characters involved, like
it really focuses on like specific relationships, with certain characters at a certain point in time.
I think a very unique thing compared to a Game of Thrones, and I thoroughly enjoy it.
Yeah.
And so I'm in the middle of trying to finish that. I think I've got maybe like one episode to go. I think is it 9 episodes?
Yeah.
Do you know?
You actually enjoy something when you say I thoroughly enjoy it. Because you don't get to say that about everything.
No, and you wouldn't want to like that doesn't come out naturally. Like you wouldn't say I thoroughly enjoy it. You're just like I enjoyed it.
Yeah, you say that about like films or maybe like a show that you went to or like a glass of wine or like a whiskey. You don't say it about everything.
Yeah.
It's a meaningful and selective choice.
And when I was a kid, I was like, I thoroughly enjoy Dragon Ball Z. Even now, I thoroughly enjoy Dragon Balls. And so that's like the other thing that I basically just been on the road for like the last like 2 weeks, and so I haven't really been able to like kind of. The next thing I want to do.
Like you've been like doing a lot of traveling and driving back and forth.
Not driving, but trains and planes and all that shit. But one thing I haven't wanted to watch.
Have you moved any drugs across state lines? It sounds like you could have.
Do cough drops count as drugs?
What's inside the pill? A little bit of coke, another pill.
Not unless
could have made so much money with all the traveling you've been if you just carried one brick.
Yeah, I could. I'm also
paid off this house.
I'm also black, so that
one
brick.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
a triple life sentence.
Oh my god,
I don't ever get it when they like, let's give him triple life. It's like, for what?
Yeah, why?
Like, they're never going to live that out.
It's just so the prosecutor on their prosecution history or whatever. Oh my god, he's got triple life sentences.
Because I think a life sentence isn't that like 30 years? Isn't that what it's supposed to be?
Something like that. To them, I think it's just like it's like if you made the playoffs or like it's like it's their stats. It's a prosecutor's stats. How many life sentences? It's like how many home runs you hit. You know what I mean? That's how they quantify it.
Yeah. What I realize is that like some people's jobs we might look at as like, holy shit, like look at this like, prestigious or whatever job, and it's like you take it so seriously. But I feel like the people who are actually in it look at it kind of like you were just saying. Of just like, I don't know. Yeah, I had some dude, gave him like 4 life sentences. Yeah, that's four for me.
50 years.
Yeah,
never seen
I bet Bob
again.
in accounting that I'd get 4 instead of 3, and I got him 4.
I've got a family member who's an attorney, prosecutor in DC, and sometimes he'll like tell us in the group chat like, oh, I just defended this like person, got them off on like it was like a double murder or something like that, or like I just like prosecuted this case and then like this person's doing like 30 years, and I'm like,
these are a lot.
Yeah, and they're like, man, I had a great day in court today. This motherfucker's gonna do 30 years in prison.
Jesus Christ!
And I'm like, damn,
and how meaningless it kind of like is to them. Of just like, it doesn't like mean anything.
Yeah,
like it's different if like you say that and you're like, man, it was a crazy day. This person they're doing like 30 years. But you're just like, had a Reuben afterwards. Like,
it's like, they just go to like some bar in DC that only like attorneys go to or cops or whatever, and it's called something very obvious like the bench or the prosecutor, like prosecutor bar. It's like, oh, okay, this is too
very
on the nose.
Yeah. All right, so
the legal pub.
yeah, I was watching House of Dragon. So that's what I'm trying to kind of get through right now. My next thing is Andor. I've heard crazy things about Andor. Everybody's been talking about it.
I tried the first 2 episodes of Andor, and maybe I was just watching it at the wrong time. Like episode 1 was really good, and then I think I had just too much other shit going on. I didn't pay much attention to episode 2 and 3, so I think I have to go back and watch those 2 episodes. But it does seem like really, really, really good so far.
Yeah.
I just have to find like a better time to watch it.
I too have only watched like the first few episodes, but what I've gathered thus far is that it's really different from a lot of other shit that Star Wars typically like does, and it feels very different.
Mm-hmm.
The world is still kind of the same, right? In terms of like characters and things like this, but how they're going about it is, I feel like, unique.
Yeah. I feel like they're telling a much more individual story versus what they usually tell, which is like the Empire and these people and this.
Yeah, it feels very personal.
Yeah.
This story. So I want to go start that. I started watching. I think I might have talked about it a couple times on the podcast. I started watching Dragon Ball because I'd never really fully watched it.
Like the original.
So
like a young Goku, young Krillin, Master Roshi.
Young Krillin, Master Roshi being their master.
Who was it, like Tien and Yamcha?
Yo, there might not be a more useless character than Yamcha. You know who I.
Yamcha was the cat, right?
No, he might as well be.
Or was he the guy with the third eye?
That's Tien.
Or no, Yamcha was the guy with the scar on his face?
That's Yamcha. Yeah, he was useless. Yo, I respect the shit out of Tien. You know why I respect the shit out of Tien? Is because he knows he's never going to be as powerful as Goku. Like, in fact, he beat him once off of a technicality. Never again, right?
Yeah.
But what he did against Cell, do you remember when it was?
I thought
Cell,
he stepped in and he like
stepped
bodied
in
Cell
and
for
like
a little
bodied
bit.
him for a little bit, because Cell was trying to get to the android and he like prevented him.
Yeah.
He knew Cell would have whooped his ass.
Yeah.
And
I think it was like either he gave Gohan or Goku enough time to like recover and all that stuff.
He didn't even know that was going to even happen. He just was doing it because he was like, I'm just trying to help these androids get away. I respect that so much. Yamcha is such a bitch. Just so many guys. I don't know if we should do this. But
yeah.
Now
he was a liability.
Now I am saying this.
He was good. He was the one in the car. He was like Cuba Gooding in Boys in the Hood, where he's like,
let me out.
Go. Let me out.
Yeah. Now I'm saying this in the full context of I'd probably be a little bitch just like that too. Like if
we gonna go fight Cell?
If we were
we gonna fight who? A nigga named Majin Buu? We gonna fight Buu? Nah, I don't know.
You seen Frieza wipe out planets and you're like, yeah, all right, let's go body this guy.
Got beef with him? Just let him have it. Like just let him take this shit over. Hey, I don't know if I'm fighting. There's certain people I'm not going to war with.
Yo, like
if one of my homeboys is like, yo, man, I got beef with this motherfucker. Let's go. We finna ride on him. And I'm like, who? Cell. Can y'all talk it out? Have you talked to him? Maybe it's just a misunderstanding.
It's the diplomacy thing.
Bro, it's just lack of communication.
You know how people turn into diplomats all of a sudden when you're just like, nah, I don't want any smoke.
Yeah, very diplomatic. Like, you know what?
Let's figure this out. Let's it.
Get the Bible. Like, you brothers need to come together. You need to
the Bible and the Quran.
Black on black violence. Neither of them are black or like Muslim. You bring every religious book: Catholic, the Quran, the Bible. Which one do you guys want? Let's talk this out.
I like how you said Catholic. Just like it's its own book.
Is it? Does it not have its own book?
I think that's just the Bible.
Really? I thought one was like the Virgin Mary and the other was like Jesus. Don't Catholics believe like pray to like the Virgin Mary and then Christians pray to Jesus?
I have no idea, but it's hilarious.
Book,
whatever
brother.
you're saying,
It's the same book.
Same book.
Yeah, whatever you're
virgin
saying
wasn't
is hilarious.
Mary wasn't a virgin. She was. Come on now. People believe
I'm staying
that.
away from this conversation. I don't know. That's up to you.
People believe she was a virgin. No, she let the spirit hit it easy. He didn't even know. He didn't bring wine. He didn't take her out to dinner. Didn't he smash in the stable?
Didn't who smash the spirit?
The spirit, yeah. Didn't she get impregnated by like the Holy Spirit?
I don't know if that's how
She's
that went,
fucking
man.
ghosts. You can't trust her at all.
Yo, this has gotten very off the rails. I started talking about Dragon Ball Z and how Tien.
Yeah, I feel like philosophically these things are connected. But continue.
Maybe. But anyways, so I'm going through. So now I'm fully immersed into Dragon Ball Z. I've made it to the Cell Saga. Dude,
Cell Saga was great.
Yo, just everything about it was.
That was a
dope,
time
dude.
to be alive.
Oh my god!
When you were a kid, and when was the Cell Saga happening? Was it like
that? Was probably like 7th grade for me at least.
I feel
6th,
like for
7th
me,
grade.
it was like middle school, early.
Now we could watch the bootleg versions earlier, right? But they were all in like fucking like Japanese.
No. I did. I used
subtitles
to run home
were
from
not.
school.
I barely could read at that point in time.
Yeah.
So yeah, subtitles were just were no fly zone.
They were too fast.
Yeah,
I can't read that shit that fast.
Yeah, exactly. Which especially
I went to public school.
How fast shit flies in Dragon Ball Z. That's not gonna work. The Cell Saga was basically around 6th or 7th grade. That shit was complete fire. Might have even been close to like 8th grade, maybe. That might have been.
That was a great time.
Great time.
Bodies were changing.
Yikes!
Girls were looking good on the black top.
Yeah, we just need to change subject.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, you mess every conversation up with your just weird.
Yeah.
Why are we?
Yeah, listen. I say what the people want to hear.
Do we? I don't know if that's completely true.
Yes.
So anyways, so that's what I'm watching right now. If anybody has any recommendations out there, outside of White Lotus, of things I should be watching, there's just so many shows right now.
Yo, it's too much. Don't ask for recommendations because then people will give you a list and then you're like, fuck, now I got to incorporate your list into my list. I stopped asking people, hey, like, give me some shows to watch because I have 40 that I still have not watched. Yeah,
that's
can't
fair.
add your list. Now I got 50.
I really need to just get out of just watching the same old shit that I usually watch. Like I really need to like actually like start.
Yeah, you'd be like out of nowhere. You'd be like, yeah, I'm watching fucking the first 4 seasons of like One Tree Hill. I'm like, why?
It was the best seasons of One Tree Hill.
What?
Yeah,
I've never seen One Tree Hill.
That's a lie.
Listen,
that's a lie. You've seen it a few episodes.
No, I swear I've never seen it. I don't have anything against it. I'm sure for the people who love it, they loved it. It was great. Who's that broad? Lauren Conrad or whatever? Yeah, wasn't she like big and famous or whatever? Wasn't she from One Tree Hill?
I don't think so. I don't even know who that is.
You see, I couldn't get that out. One Tree. I don't know why I stumbled on that word. Yeah, I don't know. But no, for the people who love that show, I'm sure they loved it. I'm sure it was great. But like, I just never really got into it. But it's like today, would I go back and start One Tree Hill tomorrow? No.
Okay, that's up to you. All right.
You be going back watching like wrestling and shit. Yeah. But you love wrestling. So I'll give you that.
I watch shit that I can appreciate. Right. That's why I watch a lot of old shit. Is because I know I appreciate it. Watching new shit is a little dangerous because I don't know if I want to care about it, right? And it's like find it to be my time is very limited. So if I'm going to start something new, I want it to be good, and especially and it's also the case that I don't have to pay as much attention to like the old shit because it's usually when I'm working or when I'm editing or when I'm doing something
background
on the computer that I have it up. So it's like when I start some new shit, I feel the responsibility to like actually pay attention. Otherwise, I'm just gonna watch this whole thing and be like, "Oh, this thing was garbage." But it's like, how do I know it's garbage?
Yeah,
I never even watched it.
Addy, what are your comfort shows?
My comfort shows, boy.
The Bosnian Girl.
No, definitely. There's no Bosnian Game of Thrones. That's just chicken and goats, man. Like you can't, there's no such thing. House of the Chicken, no.
House of the Chicken.
Nah, man. Like I love like Stargate, man, and like even old episodes of Star Trek. That's all. That's comfort for me right there, man.
What Star Trek specific is the original?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Original. Now I still haven't finished. I haven't caught up on Discovery. Discovery, I have really liked.
Discovery's a new one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm talking about like. So I watched the original Star Trek series, but then I went like I'm trying to graduate to like Deep Space Nine. The Next Generation is kind of like that's where I'm at right now.
It gets hard after like the 3rd season of the original. It's almost a little bit like Stargate, where you kind of like are just reiterating the same stuff in just a different.
That's what all of these shows
over.
do.
And it look, you're absolutely right. It's just I like seeing a progression of technology, and there's like a whole 10-year gap where the technology didn't really like.
I feel like you have to jump from show to show. Like you can't just stick with Next Generation and think, oh, shit's gonna like move.
It's like watching Doctor Who. Like Doctor Who is definitely something that I like to watch, but not the original Doctor Who, man. The original Doctor Who is slow, boring. It's nothing. The more recent ones.
That was a European show, right? Doctor Who.
BBC,
BBC,
in British.
I mean, might as well be.
Yeah.
And Chuck Norris. Anything Chuck Norris, I'll go back and watch Walker Texas
I don't
Ranger.
know if I can do
Absolutely.
that.
Yo,
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
don't
listen,
I
Walker
will,
Texas Ranger was a vibe at a certain point in
I
time.
don't think it was a vibe. Yeah.
Yo, he used to roundhouse
contend.
kick everybody, and that was the law. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. Just and who was the who was Trevor? Wasn't that his partner? And he would just show up and back him up and just hey, nobody make a fucking move. Nobody move.
The only
and then that was it.
association that I have Walker Texas Ranger with is just being like when there was like nothing else to watch. When it was just you were bottomed out. There was nothing else you could really fucking turn to. There was not. You had 5 channels and none of them was showing.
Yeah, but that's comfort,
shit
man. That's comfort right there.
Not
you
for
know
me.
you
I-
can
but
come
I
to
never-
it when you got nothing else.
I was so bored by it that I just never watched it. I was just like, you know what? I'm
You
not
were bored by
enough.
Walker Texas Ranger.
100%.
Yo, it was either that or you
Because
watching
it was-
MASH.
no,
Like,
no,
what are
it
you
was-
watching?
No,
Exactly.
yeah,
So you're
come on,
watching
between
Walker
that-
Texas
yeah,
Ranger.
yeah,
Exactly.
watching
Yeah,
MASH.
clearly. No, but so if we're talking about shows that just bored the shit out of us, Walker Texas Ranger was that one because it was very formulaic, and even at that tender age of like 8 or 9, whenever the fuck Texas Walker Ranger came out, like I was like, it was as if I was watching. Remember Lois and Clark, the Superman show? It was like watching episodes of that, where it's just like, fam, like I feel like we're doing the same thing every week here. I don't know if we're doing anything unique week to week here. That's what watching Walker like, and I never really got into Lois and Superman, right? Like, or whatever the fuck that show was called.
It was pretty good, kind of boring. Walker Texas Ranger, I mean, he was just a lawman. When you're out there in Texas, look behind you, right? That's where a ranger's going to be. He just roundhouse kick motherfuckers.
The only other like association I have, like Chuck Norris with, outside of like the memes of him, like after we got like older, was Bruce Lee whooping his ass. That's it. So I'm like, yo, Bruce Lee already took care of you. So why the fuck am I watching this?
But that's Bruce Lee,
he already
though,
bodied.
I mean, like,
yeah, he already. I seen the best. Why am I watching you?
Yeah, I'll give
There's
you
no
that.
reason. Yeah.
Anyway, we got some things we got to
a trailer. Through. Let's just watch these trailers before, because Addy, I know you got to go here shortly. Let's knock these trailers out real quick. Our first trailer. What did I say just now?
I don't know. I think you were trying to say our first trailer.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I think I'm having like an aneurysm like as I speak. It feels like my brain.
Yeah, and how do you have this set up? Are story ones on a stream deck, the Chirons and everything? Are they set up or?
No Chirons. Just the actual. You just press the like. It should be like the first 2 buttons on there. Like if you go into the. Hold on one second.
I mean, which stream deck you talking about? The big one or the little one? It's all right. Orain gets to talk.
Yeah. Listen, give me a couple minutes here. I might need this space,
It's on my video, right?
and we might have to edit this out too.
All right,
I'm letting
cool.
you
I
guys
just
know.
want to make sure. Yeah. All right.
Oh,
Cool.
we're back. Okay.
Yeah, we're back. We're live.
I had some things I wanted to talk about that we'd have to edit out.
What did you?
Just like, I'm just filling time. So we got. What's our first trailer? We're doing this Magic Mike.
Yeah, we're gonna do the Magic
Mike's
Mike.
Last Dance.
Yo, and I'm not gonna lie. Like I saw like a little bit of the trailer, and I was like,
I saw a clip of it because
I might need to watch this.
I'm like, who was it? Salma Hayek is in it.
Need we say more?
Yeah.
I don't think we. Now, obviously, we have to just suffer through Channing Tatum dancing, but we did it. Did you watch the first 2 Magic Mikes?
No,
You didn't. Why?
not that I wouldn't. Like, some men are like, oh, I'm not gonna watch it. What if I get hard? Like, I'm not like one of those guys. Because there are some men who are legit afraid to, like, remember the movie Brokeback Mountain came out?
Yeah, people were.
And then a lot of men were afraid to watch the movie because it's like, no, I'm not with that gay shit. But they were just afraid that they would like it and like, oh shit, I'm halfway hard right now. What does that mean?
Thanks.
Brokeback Mountain was a great movie. I'm pretty sure they've been very, very successful. So I'm really sure that they're probably good. There's probably some good story in there somewhere.
I haven't seen.
I just haven't seen it.
Yeah, I haven't seen 2. I did see 1. I thought 1 was pretty good. Is an interesting movie. 2, I'm planning to watch, but now that I know Selma Hayek is in this, it doesn't matter what it is.
But I don't think she's dancing. It's just Channing.
Selma Hayek. I don't know what else to tell you. Right?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I get it.
Yeah. So this drops February 10th. The plot is still not terribly known exactly what this is about, although I guess the trailer is going to kind of lead us to that. Steven Soderbergh's directing. I think he directed all 3 films. This is starring Channing Tatum, Selma Hayek, Nancy Carroll. I wonder if like Matthew McConaughey and all those other people are going to be returning. But I guess we'll see. All right. Let's see the trailer for Magic Mike.
What did you want before Miami?
I just wanted to escape my life. Do you like bartending?
It's not really what I do.
What is it that you really do? But then you came along and gave me this unexpected, magical moment that made me remember who I really was. Come with me to London. Let's go.
Why are you in London? I'm gonna put on a show at this famous theater.
People are numb, disconnected. We're gonna wake them up with a wave of passion they've never felt before.
Hell yeah.
Without further ado, I give you the visionary artist Magic Mike.
So,
The real question is, why you love her?
no one's believed in me like your mom has. So what's this show about?
It's the same old, will she marry for love or money?
So what does she pick? Love or money?
The real question is, why does she feel like she has to choose?
It sounds to me she just needs to let go.
And some good.
Maybe that as well.
You're not shutting me down, not this time.
You're so good at this. I'm not gonna just let us give up on it.
I want every woman that walks into this theater to feel that a woman can have whatever she wants, whenever she wants.
Wait, I know you. You were a cop, right?
Did you arrest her?
What's your name?
Kim?
Let you up with a warning, right?
Nice. Magic Mike. Last Dance.
It looks. I mean, like it looks like there's a like it could be like a really good movie.
Yeah.
It looks like it could be entertaining and funny.
You said that surprised.
Again, I've never seen any of them, right?
Okay.
So like, I get why people would like this. Like, it looks like it's a fun, entertaining movie,
Yeah.
dancing and music and love and passion and all that stuff.
I think people, guys, feel uncomfortable when it's like male dancers, right? It's like, oh, I can't. We can't talk about this, right? But it's like,
Yeah,
it's fine.
those are the
It's a
guys that are
movie.
like insecure with their sexuality, right?
It's
And
true.
can't disconnect their sexuality or their thing from like the movie.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like those men, you know, they have their issues to work out. Like again, I could watch Magic Mike. I could watch Brokeback Mountain, and like it doesn't. I'm not gonna feel differently about myself before or after. Like it's just a movie, right? If I
changed.
watch Avatar, I'm not gonna be like, yo, like I gotta change everything.
Although, shouldn't movies do that though? Shouldn't they kind of change you like a little bit? Like that's why, at least that's why I watch movies, is because I want them to move me in certain ways, right? Like I love a movie that like moves me.
Yeah, I didn't watch Thor and see fucking like Gore the God Butcher and
But
be
that-
like, yo, we got to kill these guys.
That's
Like,
not necessarily the explicit purpose of Thor, right? Thor is supposed to be
Yeah.
more or less strictly like an entertaining type of thing.
I don't think a movie.
But Fight Club is supposed to kind of like move you a little bit and get you to think about things in a little bit of a different way.
Yes and no. I mean, like, or like, it could just be pure entertainment.
Yeah,
I went,
anything
I saw
could be
the
just
thing,
pure entertainment.
I enjoyed, or
Something on a screen can just be pure entertainment if you choose to take it that way.
yeah, and like for some, like watching The Godfather may have been like, hey, this changed me.
Yo, Godfather is like your go-to for like when you want to be like, oh, something's like highbrow or something's like.
It's a good call out because it's something like everyone or most people can, even if you haven't seen The Godfather, you
Yeah.
probably maybe have a feel a way about it, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you can watch The Godfather and be like, hey, that changed my perspective. That changed me in a certain way. Or you can watch it and be like, that was a really good story. Or I didn't like that story at all. So I don't think movies should change you. I think they should, make you think. They should challenge you a little bit. It should be fun. But like, if that's all it is, that's fine.
Yeah. All right. Do we have one more time for one more trailer? It's okay if we don't. You sure? No. It's okay if you got to bounce. You sure?
Already gonna be a little late.
Ah, fuck. No. Let's wrap it up.
No, we can wrap up. Listen,
can wrap up.
This
We can
the
wrap
second
up.
trailer, we know what the fuck it is.
Yeah.
It's
John Wick.
John
Yeah.
Wick 4.
We're gonna see some people shooting.
Yeah. Do we need? It's
Keanu Reeves looking like Keanu Reeves. It's fine.
It's a bad motherfucker,
Yeah.
and that's it. And we're also getting more. So not only are we getting John Wick 4, we're also getting a little bit of Keanu as John Wick in the spinoff, The Ballerina, starring Ana de Armas, who I fucking love. So it's like, I just love it. We got more coming.
Yeah.
John Wick 4, Ballerinas.
Yeah.
I hope. I want to see Point Break 2. Oh, they already did that shit.
Yeah, wrap it up. All right, let's go.
Love Keanu.
Right. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you guys rocking with us. Go ahead and hit that outro, Addy, so we can get the fuck out of here. Enjoy your weekends, ladies and gentlemen. We'll all do the same. Yeah. So the next time,
Fade out.